Okay, what's up, guys? It's The-Madvillain, and today I want to do something a little bit different. Also, I'm going to react to Lotaga's video. I'm not going to react to the entirety of it, but I'm just going to get the gist of it and make my points about infiltration being banned. And I've been saying this shit for years. The FGC is becoming Twitter 2.0, and what I mean by that is that that the FGC is so fucking PC now that you can't really say anything offensive. You can't be your own person unless somebody is playing your fucking strings. I mean, seriously, I've seen this shit happen so many times, it's not even funny. This shit happened to Lotagad. It happened to Infiltration before with his domestic disputes. And plus, it happened to Filipino Champ, etc. There's like so many names that have been in the FGC for years, but they will eat each other instantly. If that means there could be less competition. These motherfuckers preach about being nice to people, etc. and bullshit, but they will mercilessly stomp out the competition. So today I want to make my reaction to it, and I also going to put Lotaga's channel in the description below. Give him credit. I don't care if y'all like him or don't like him. That's not the point of this video right now. This is something much bigger than me and him. But let's see what this is about in full detail, and also let's just get to it. Without further ado, Lotagad, take it away.
All right, what's going on, YouTube? Back at you with another video. You already know who it is. Just in case you don't, this is none other than Low Tier. God, all right, listen. You know I had to touch this freaking topic, okay? I had to touch it. For one, this is not an endorsement video, but this is a real, factual, actual video. Yes, will be bleeped, all right? You know, there's been a bunch of shit going around.
Oh, let me read this right quick. Controversial Street Fighter champion banned from several major tournaments. And we'll even the Sion Wu Infiltration Lee, once considered a legendary fighting game, continues to ruin his reputation. I find that crazy. And about that like domestic dispute, how many of y'all motherfuckers would honestly see if the roles were reversed? This motherfucker would be like in prison. What the fuck is with this mic? And hold on, wait a minute. Hold on, let me stop. Because I think the fuck was I hearing? I guess I wasn't hearing nothing. But no, he can't catch a break. It, fucking filters not on. No, he can't catch a break. It's impossible. It's impossible for Infiltration to catch a break because he will not bend that knee. That's why. He will not bend the knee. That's why it's impossible for him to get the fuck out of trouble, even though it's not really trouble. But I already know what's gonna happen, but I want Lotagad to explain the gist of it, and then I'll come back in. I'll explain. Then I'll put my 2 cents in it as well. I think I'm good to go. Where the fuck is that looping coming from? Oh, wait a minute. I think I know where it's coming from.
Alpha 2 heading due south over the city. We're en route. Everything's a go.
This is Control Tower. We have you on radar. Report cargo status of captured Hedgehog aboard. Over.
That's a 10-4. Cargo secured on board and...
I'm still here. What's up? What's up? It's been a minute since our last live stream, bro. It's been almost like 6 days. Hold on. Let me mute. But
how's everybody
what
doing?
the hell is this coming from, bro? Oh, that's where it's coming from. All right, never mind. All right. I'll just have to fix this shit. Oh, yeah, I'll edit that shit out. But I'm gonna let Low God continue. My bad for that.
Infiltration saying something in particular on stream. And I wanted to see for myself. I'm hearing, yo, Infiltration's a racist.
Oh, damn, he's banned the whole 9 yards. He's banned from Twitch, Evo, Combo Breaker, CEO, and other fighting game tournaments. He's basically getting Vic Mignoned right now. But that's a whole nother story. Jesus.
Oh, did you see what Infiltration said? I said, well, all right, let me see for myself. I heard a little bits and pieces, but I had to do reaction for it. So I want to make sure that we look at it together. I want to make sure, is this really a bad thing? I wanted my collective audience here. I wanted to give my actual full viewing of the thing myself. I want to see what's so bad about this topic. Did Infiltration really say something racist? First off, before I even go over this reaction, I want to say that Infiltration is the only, and I'm going to say this one time, is the only overseas player that has ever greeted me in person, IRL, even before I was even before I even had a bunch of subs and followers on Twitter and everything like that. Infiltration came up to me. Infiltration was considered a national FGC star, right?
Yeah, he was actually kind of cool with Infiltration was actually kind of cool with LTG. He was doing the lingo and all that shit.
Came up to me, he knew the ritual, everything. I was like, oh wow. Like, Infiltration took pictures with him, everything. Like, he seemed like a very cool guy, very nice guy in person. So it looks like he was doing something on stream and somebody clipped it. What people need to understand is when we stream, people record everything because they're waiting for you to f up. This is the era. It's not even about the FGC. The era and timeline that we live in, you got to be careful with the type of shit you say.
Yep, yeah. Let me dive in on that. Yeah, you have to be careful when you're a person that big. Unfortunately, you can't talk like you at a warehouse or some shit or some bullshit, right? And we living in an era where people didn't grow up with these jobs, going like working in these warehouses, because anybody who worked in a warehouse before, like, people ain't gonna give a flying fuck about your feelings. Nobody. They will say whatever the fuck they please, and they will probably smack the shit out of you if you try to tell them otherwise, because they trying to get what little enjoyment they have at those shit jobs anyway. I mean, this is, and it's so ridiculous, man. It's like nobody can actually look somebody in the eye and say, oh, I got a problem with what you said or what you done. They will always go after somebody's fucking pockets, because deep down they want that same freedom and that same confidence that Infiltration has. He doesn't have to be afraid of what he has to say every fucking 5 seconds. But guess what happened? He gets fucked for it. Because he's getting fucked by people that are either too damn afraid or too damn lazy to actually say what they want to say. People nowadays rather be fake gods than real men. I repeat, people will rather be fake gods than real men, especially in today's era. That's all I'm saying on that.
Example of knowing that type of shit. There was a particular time I lost tons of things because of it, and gratefully and blissfully, I'm able to have all of my platforms and be flourishing. But I learned my lesson the hard way a little bit earlier than some people learn theirs. So I can relate to this particular topic. It looked like Infiltration said something in particular, and everybody
and let it and watch it. And sorry to keep cutting them off, but let me say this too. It's always these FGC weirdos, bro. Low to God was right on one thing, man. It's always be these FGC weirdos that that always want to like try this bullshit. Like, look at this shit. I would like to just point out something that's humorous here. He mentions saying the N word and the F word, but only says blank. I'm guessing nigga. I could be reaching. I could be tired, but that shit is definitely irks me. Nigga, it does not irk you, bro. It does not irk you. If shit like this irks you, then I'm surprised that you lived as long as you did. I am so shocked. I'm telling you, these motherfuckers will not make it one day in Modern Warfare 2 fucking search and destroy with mics. They will not make it. These motherfuckers will spontaneously combust. A fucking FGC dude that nobody has ever heard of. New York Tiega, whatever the fuck his name is. Like, also, don't go harassing this dude, but at the same time, as small as I am, it feels like I have to say that. But this shit is ridiculous, bro. Man, if this was like 2009, 2010, nobody would give two flying fucks about this. And what really irks me the most is people acting like, oh, we cared about these issues the whole time. No, the fuck you didn't. You only cared about it when you can get something out of it, which is clout. This is the same shit that happened to Infiltration the first fucking time. This is the same shit that happened to LTG. This is the same shit that happened to Filipino Champ. This is the same shit. It's like a broken record at this point. It's like a broken record. And plus, it's comedy. And plus, it's between them. It's not like Infiltration's walking up to fucking strangers and calling them this. And plus, like, he should do this shit behind closed doors. I will say that. You can't do this shit like on live and shit like that. It's not all people going to take it. Like, whatever. That goes without saying, especially on Twitch. Hell, even if people didn't have a problem with it, Twitch itself will have a problem with it most definitely. Because Infiltration, as many achievements as he has, like on Twitch though, he is insignificant. He's a speck. He's a speck. Yo, what's up, Sean Projects? But I'm talking about something right now. I'm not playing no fighting games right now, bro. This is something bigger than that. But this is so stupid. I'm telling you, these motherfuckers will not make it. Back in my day, when I was young, they would spontaneously combust. I promise you. But let me resume the video and let Loto God talk and continue what he's saying.
He's banned from Combo Breaker. He's banned a bunch of tournaments he was supposed to go.
He's been the whole 9 yards, basically.
Professionally. All right. So I want to check out this clip. I want to see what it's about. I want to see, is it really that bad, or if my people are taking it out of context to prove some sort of point. All right. So let me go ahead and click. I'll give my full honest thoughts on it, and let's go ahead and get right on into it. So somebody here says, I would like to point out something that's humorous here. He mentions saying the N word and the F word, but only says, I could be reaching, I could be tired, but that shit definitely irks me. Before we start this video, here's my problem with my people getting mad over other people saying the N-word. All right? I feel like there's a set of quote-unquote African Americans that still have not got it through their thick skull that this is the best time in our timeline to be black.
And look, I'll say this. I ain't gonna dive much into it. This is a whole nother topic. But as a black dude, I am black as well. But as a black dude, looking at it historically, this is the best time. This is the best time to be alive as a black dude. And that's all I'm saying. When it comes to like the opportunities and shit like that, and like looking at it historically wise, this is the best time in comparison to the past. And that's just facts. Is it perfect? Hell no. I mean, I'm not delusional. We're talking about Infiltration being banned again. You'll see in a minute.
To emulate shit we do in hip hop, You know, we got people from different ethnicities saying the N word, not even we talking about a. And it's not that big of a deal. Like, I've been around tons of people who are not black that use the word, and it doesn't even strike a nerve
Yeah,
because
exactly. And
that type of
and the N word, like nigga, it's been used so many times, like it means nothing. I mean, it's basically nigga is basically just another buzzword at this point. I mean, you can look at like Twitter and you'll see like misogyny, homophobia, toxicity, incel, bigot. Like you've seen that shit used so many times that it means nothing. I mean, if you're really gonna cancel like Infiltration over this shit, then it just shows. Then it just shows to me that it's a double standard. Because there was like other fucking dudes that like said the N word and they weren't black. And plus, don't even get me started on the Smash community when people were literally trying to hide the predatory actions that some of these other dudes did over the years. Some of these other pro players. But guess what? They were in that clique. They'll be protected. But if they're not in that clique, guess what? They are expendable. They can be tossed to the wayside without a second thought. It's just the double standards. Either all of it's okay or none of it's okay. It's literally okay for thee, but not for me. It's so fucking stupid. Yeah, exactly. Those words being used so many times that it means nothing. It literally means nothing. Like it literally means nothing now. It's a nothing burger. We literally became so desensitized by it. But it's crazy. It's just nuts to me.
Energy, I didn't come from that timeline to where this type of shit should bother me. The fact that blacks were still showing we're oppressed, that we feel like we the only ones that can say, or you racist, then you wasn't allowed to say that. It's a problem.
I don't agree with all of that. Now, there's some things that like that's some bullshit for black folks. There's no question. But at the same time, we as black people, as a group, we are so fucking reactionary. We wear our hearts on our fucking sleeves, bro. We are so fucking reactionary to shit that we pounce whatever the fuck we think is offensive or what's going to harm us without even a second thought. It's nuts. And it's so present in black people specifically. And I'm not saying like, oh, just because this one group is this, I don't mean none of the other groups are doing that. No, but it's just more frequent. And something's got to change because the community, the black community, bro, it's gonna eat itself. It's already doing that now, but it's gonna do it at such an unprecedented rate that it's terrifying to even think about. And the worst thing about it is, like, being offensive is subjective. So where the fuck do you draw the line at objectively? The answer is you can't. It's impossible. You can't. Hell, I may even catch some flack for even doing this. Even just saying my thoughts. That's how reactionary it is. But let him. I'm gonna let him continue.
The big deal is if somebody in the comfort of their own friends want to say that the word with the A is not considered racist and it's not a slur.
That's what I'm saying. So what the fuck is the issue? It's not like Infiltration is going like at strangers' houses and calling them like, you nigga. you nigga, you my nigga. It's not like he's going doing that shit. And I'm not making fun of like and I'm not making fun of him like doing that impression. I'm just saying. But it's crazy.
I've seen a lot of people saying it is a slur. It's not a slur if somebody else from a different ethnicity says the word.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying, bro. If they friends and they both cool with it, then what the fuck's the problem?
With the A in, it's not the end of the world. You still gotta pay bills. You still gotta persevere in life. If you're black,
Double standards. You're 100% right. Yeah, what's up, Toxic Spam, bro? I will be watching your streams more, but man, I've been just grinding, shit, trying to get this money. I haven't been having time for YouTube lately. But how you been doing, bro? Yeah, we talking about like infiltration being banned right about now, and the double standards with the FGC and shit like that, and like these like false platitudes and shit like that, bro. It's ridiculous. And it's so tiring at this point. We in 2022 and it feels like we haven't evolved like even a little bit as like a FGC community. And I'm not a part of the community anymore. I've been said that. But this community, it should feel like it's destroying itself more and more and more because for the sake of virtue rather than actual facts. It's like people can't get past words no more, man. Or certain things that quote unquote irks them without trying to attack a person's like money and shit, like their money makers and stuff like that. It's ridiculous. And it's getting old. It's getting so old. Yeah, there's a lot of things I disagree with Lothar got on, but that's not neither here nor there. I'm not talking about that right now. That's irrelevant right now. I was just throwing my 2 cents in. I probably might talk about that another day. Probably not. I don't care. He opened that can of worms, and I'm not closing it. But I mean, I'm not a mindless drone. I mean, I think the guy like got like good editing and shit for sure. And plus, like, at least he's honest about like his toxicity and shit. He's not trying to hide it. Unlike many of these motherfuckers now, like everybody wants people like me, like Chilled Scrub, etc., to be like a Maximilian dude. And what I mean by people, I mean like people like this from like FGC Twitter. I promise you. I promise you that happens. It happened to me once with some fucker that never watched my fucking content come to my stream telling me like, I need to be a more positive streamer. I need to be like this. Basically, it's just saying like, oh, I need to be like Maximilian dude. Just fake the funk. Nah, motherfucker. The only way I will fake the funk if I was getting paid like Maximilian dude. And even then, that's a no. But that would be a maybe if that happened. But I know myself better than that. And that'd be a no. I can never sell my soul to be Maximilian dude, bro. I can't do it. I can't fake hype playing Street Fighter 5, bro. I can't do it. Especially when I know that game is a piece of shit. And the only reason that game was made was because for casuals and casuals only. It's a boring ass game, to be honest with you. And I can tell because even my views are going down with Street Fighter 5, man. When I upload videos. I'm just waiting for Street Fighter 6, and I would play the shit out of Street Fighter 4 right now if it actually had a good netcode for PC, but guess what? It's trash. So I don't even waste my time. And I would play like 30th anniversary to play Third Strike, but knowing that game is pretty much dead. So I can't even play Street Fighter 3. And I would play Fightcade, but I don't know how to download that shit, and I barely have time to even figure it out. But let me get back to the point.
Let me tell you something. You still gotta pay bills. You still gotta persevere in life. You still gotta excel. You still gotta do this, that. Why do you care what somebody else is saying with their own two lips? What happened to free will? You know when Eve.
Oh, I can tell you what happened to that. Lord to God, free will's dead. It's buried right next to free speech. Like, seriously. I really wish I could say the things I can say unfiltered, but I can't. Because I'm still trying to grow as a channel. If I was his size, I wouldn't give a fuck. Even though I gotta watch my mouth a little bit. We don't even have free will anymore. Hardly. We living under codes. We living under codes and errors right now. Have one error, you get tossed out. You don't even try to get fixed. You get tossed out immediately. Everybody's trying to be a fucking drone nowadays, man. At the same time, trying to act like they're higher than thou. We live in an era where people want to be fake gods than real men. And that's a fact. Yeah, we basically in a Gestapo era right now. Basically. Free speech is basically dead. Free speech died when we had hate speech. When hate speech was created. Did any of y'all motherfuckers see hate speech violations like back in 2010, 2005, 2006, 2002, 2015 even? It's crazy. It's crazy. Ludicrous.
Adam to bite.
Oh yeah, here comes a ad.
Faced with meeting the high demands of getting results for your
I
clients,
hate these YouTube ads, bro.
and with more
They'd be so fucking corny.
The apple and it flipped the whole universe to free will.
Yeah, I'm gonna skip this a little
why
bit. My bad, bro.
Create the story without being so raw. You have to remember that Infiltration is Korean, so the demographics over there is different and how they might do things.
Exactly.
How they might take things.
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to say. And not only that, it's kind of like a barrier too. It's not like Koreans understand everything that us Americans do about like what's okay and what's not. It's nuts.
He's not American. All right, let's go ahead and check this out. All right, so it's got.
All right, here comes the clip.
Views.
Oh, well, before I even say that, bro, look at what the infiltration chat is even saying. The FGC is political. How did they even know what the watermelon was related to? Did I not just talk about this a few seconds ago about Filipino champ, about this drama? The people are already awake to this. The people are already know. I'm not the only nigga that's saying this shit. I'm not the only niggas that's saying this shit. Look. Even in the infiltration chat, people are already aware of the things that I'm already saying. The FGC is political. 100% facts. I'm telling you, when things go mainstream, that's when they start to suck. Seriously. This is why fighting games need to be niche. Because when shit like this happens, the whole thing can possibly die. I mean, look what happened to. I mean, look what happened to Star Wars, for example, with that new trilogy and shit like that. And look what happened when it went mainstream. It died. I mean, not mainstream, but look what happened when it got in the hands of Disney. It died. And now the FGC is in the hands of Twitter and it's dying right now in front of everybody. And they're acting like everything's fine. That's the saddest thing of all. Nope, far I could be aware of hate speech. It's everything hurt a snowflake. These feelings, exactly.
And you can say Chong. So I can say that N word. I can say the F word to you because we are friends.
Hold on. Wait.
Because I'm Asian.
Let me go back a second. I saw a comment.
To you because
Please stop talking about this infiltration. It's not a good idea. See what I mean? They even know of like how fucking sensitive the FGC is. Because there's already people trying to tell him to stop talking about it. Jesus, man. Yeah, and people, and I don't know what this username is. I can't read it, but it used to be about the game. Have I not been saying this shit for almost a year and a half now? But nobody wants to believe it. It's nuts. You can't warn a group of fools, man. You can't warn a group of fools. You can't. It's impossible. And now look what's happening. People are pulling away from fighting games entirely due to shit like this. No, it should never mix. Trying to mix politics with games is like mixing oil with water and rat poison. It's not going to work.
we are friends.
The FGC fell off hard. Yep.
Because I'm Asian. This is racist things, but if you are bad,
Yeah, no politics, just a game. Exactly. I'm not the only person that's saying this shit.
you are my FGC friend.
All right, so
Careful. See what I mean?
let me
Ridiculous.
say one thing about infiltration saying something about the F word. I don't use it even for fun anymore.
Oh, and one more thing, guys. Also to support the channel, like, make sure y'all like and subscribe to any new viewers that are watching. And also, I got a support link in the top pin in the live chat. So if anybody wants to donate anything that's helpful to help this channel and shit, I'm trying to get like a better mic and stuff like that, to have like a better quality mic and some other shit. I also want to get that Elgato too, but I don't have the money for that right now. So I only got like a $20 goal just to start out, get a feel for it. So if anybody wants to donate, y'all can. Oh, I got 7 viewers? Damn. I didn't even see it.
Because the world has changed, times have changed, and you don't want to offend the wrong people. But if you're a '90s kid, you grew up saying,
Yep, I was a
the
90
F
kids
word.
too, and that was perfectly normal. But I can't say that anymore. I can't say it anymore like that, especially around people I don't know. Because I gotta be careful, because I don't know who the fuck is sensitive and who's not. It's like you're living in the movie They Live 24/7. Like, as soon as you put those glasses on, you don't know who the fuck is human or a fucking reptilian. That's gonna fucking stab you in the back. You can't tell who's the reptilian. It's gonna be the snake in the grass and who's the human that got your back. If I had those glasses, my life would be so much easier, but I don't. I don't. Yeah, it should be behind closed doors, man. And I don't even interact with a lot of players anymore either. I don't. Because like as soon as I see a player's like profile like on Twitter and shit, I don't have a Twitter. And I do not want to. No, I get what Lotigod is saying about this. I think he just had a bad way of explaining it. I think Lotigod was trying to say, I think he's not trying to take away Infiltration's Infiltration's right to say the N-word. It's just that he needs to be careful about who the fuck he says it to and what platforms he does it on. Because Twitch is a big no-no if you ain't black. It's a big no-no. Hell, it's even a big no-no if you are black. Depending about who you talking about. Like, let's say, for example, like, oh, if I went like something like this. Oh, man, that nigga Pokemon, she's like a 2 out of 10. You get banned just for that. And they'll just add that, like, racist shit, quote unquote, and they'll just throw it on top of that ban. I'm telling you, there's a lot of bunch of creaks and cracks in Twitch, but that's a whole nother story. That's a whole nother story, though.
And regular lingo. Before it got fucked up, you, as a 90s kid, you grew up saying the F word in the 90s, but it was like, it's hard to explain. It's
kind of harder to explain without like looking being in a bad light.
That doesn't make it okay. Now the world has changed. That's what people got to understand about this. The world has changed, bro. You can't
changed a lot.
You can't say certain shit anymore. You can't do certain things, or you will be fucked.
You can't even say things that have common sense. You can't even do that, or else you'll be labeled as something. Yep, exactly. And plus, like, and I find it hilarious that people think it's only coming after like Lotigod and people like him. You're like, well, they're toxic, so like they deserve to get fucked by the new world order. But it's new sensitivity and shit like that. That would never happen to me, motherfucker. Like, do you not realize being offensive is subjective? That everybody has their own different taste and shit like that on what is and isn't offensive. And people trying to objectively draw the line on what's offensive, and it will never work because it's impossible to do that. You can't draw a line on something objectively when the matter itself is subjective. You can't do it. It's impossible. If that were the case, we'd be living in a police. We would be living in a police state years ago. If that were the case, if we followed Twitter, like these Twitter losers' logic, we would be in a police state. And not even a police state. We all be in jail right now. If we let one of these morons like run the United States even for a day, we'd be fucked. We would be fucked.
All right, the world. All right, 90s babies. I get it. You know, we lived in the greatest time on Earth, but we got to remember something. Even if he meant uck, it still looks like it was the other word. You get what I'm saying? So it's just like when you're on these platforms now, you can't do that because the world
Yeah,
does
and
not
even
work the way that it used to.
yeah, and let me say something else too, because like there was like Japanese people getting canceled due to people thinking that they said nigger when they have a Japanese word saying like naga. I don't know what that word means, but like I'm just saying the word. Like naga. And people were getting offended saying like, oh, that sounds like nigga. I'm telling you, a lot of people are very uneducated about like the Japanese language. And I'm not talking about like, and I'm not saying this like, oh, I'm some expert or anything, but if you don't know what they said, then shut the fuck up and stop trying to make accusations until they give you confirmation about what the fuck they said. I mean, even in the Spanish language, black in Spanish is Negro. So you're gonna cancel a Hispanic dude that says black in Spanish? Like, where the fuck do you draw the line at? See what I'm talking about? See how what I'm talking about comes in full circle? But people like these FGC Twitter idiots don't want to believe me. That's why I don't please a motherfucker no more. That's why I don't do that shit. But you know what? If I react to this video anymore, like it's gonna be way too long. So I'm gonna wrap this shit up right here. But look to God, I don't agree with everything you say, but this is not the point. This is not about me and you. This is about a bigger problem. And I think honestly, it was stupid that Infiltration got banned in the first fucking place. That was just so dumb. It really was. Also, I will have Low to God's channel in the description. Hey, if I'm gonna react to one person and then put their shit in my description, put this shit in my description, I'm gonna do the same with Low to God. He ain't no different. I'm very neutral on Low to God, to be honest with you. I'm just neutral, but don't go harassing Low to God. Any new people that's watching me, don't go harass them. Don't go harass my followers. Don't harass nobody. Because some people take shit a little too personal when it comes to just to this dude. So none of that shit. Period. We all grown ass men and women and everything else. So don't do that shit. That's fucking lame. But I'm gonna end it right here. Plus I got stuff to do tomorrow, so I'm gonna end the stream too as well. But I just want to put my 2 cents out there. Well, actually, hold on. Let me read the comments before that happens. In the eyes of the current FGC, Infiltration is a white guy to them, even though he's not exactly. I only had to dive into that point further. I just know what you mean by that. Also, Tatsu Spam said, to be honest, I feel people want an Infiltration channel gone regardless from years ago and still hold that resentment. Of course they do. People are still mad about like Low to God about shit talking like Broly legs, and that shit's almost like 7 years old now. And I bet money it'll be like 2082 and people will still be like, oh my god, you watch Low to God, don't watch him because he made fun of Broly legs like 72 years ago. Like, people just don't know how to let shit go at this point. And it's kind of cringy. Like, move the fuck on about your business. But this is my 2 cents. I'm the Madvillain, signing out. Y'all take care. Have a good night. This shit is just fucking ridiculous at this point. I may or may not upload it. I don't know. I'll make a decision later. This is just fucking childish. Fucking childish. Ooh, excuse me.
To work. It doesn't work like the
Well, this is the end, beautiful friends. After more than 11 years, this is Toonami's final broadcast.